Happy New Year, everyone! And so I'm a little late to the game, but nonetheless, here's my first video of 2020. 2019 was a very busy transition year for me, to say the least. A lot has been going on for me, and I'm still getting used to some new changes in my life right now. And so that has been affecting my uploading schedule, as you may have noticed on my channel, but I'm hoping by this year I'll have gotten used to the new schedule of things, and I'll be able to put out more videos for you guys. But nonetheless, I have gotten a lot of puzzles this year, but unfortunately haven't been able to show quite all of them yet. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what we have. Alright, so starting off with the puzzles, we have the YJ Ball 3x3. Oh, and by the way, all these puzzles are available on SpeedCubeShop.com, and so if you are interested in any of these, go ahead and check out their site in the link below and use my code TCK for discounts on all your orders. But back into this puzzle, we have this really cool non-dossier 3x3 from YJ. I mean, it's just a fun novelty and collector's item to have. It just feels kind of interesting and different from your normal 3x3. The QiYis are just made into these little spherical balls, and it actually does turn surprisingly well. You can speed solve with it, but it's just kind of hard to find a good grip on it. But I mean, it's really cool to use, it feels very unique, and you can pretty much do anything on it that you would a normal SpeedCube. Alright, and next up, this one is a really cool one actually. This is the Smart Cube from Giiker. And I believe this one is the V2, so it has the fluorescent stickers, and it does turn really well. I'm not really sure if it has a different mechanism from the V1, but you can speed solve with it, and it is magnetic. But yeah, the mechanism is pretty similar to pretty much any standard SpeedCube you would get nowadays in the market. It turns really well, and the magnets are fairly strong, but because the turning is so smooth, the magnets don't really obstruct the turning all that much. The only thing that you might notice from the turning right now is that it is really, really loud. I mean, just listen. So it is very loud because the magnets aren't glued down in place, and so they're just kind of rattling around when you're turning. But it does turn really well, and of course it is a smart cube, so the whole idea of it is that you can connect it to your phone, and on the app there are a bunch of different games that you can play. I mean, it really performs well like any other speed cube nowadays. It corner cuts 45, it's magnetic, so it is fairly stable from the magnets themselves. Reverse corner cutting is at half a piece. So yeah, you really can't go wrong, plus it is really, really cool with the Smart Cube and Bluetooth functionality. Alright, and so next is the YuXin Kylin V2M. Now, this one I am actually very, very impressed by. I would say it's one of the top budget magnetic 3x3s, and it is really, really cheap. I believe it's under $10, and it performs extremely, extremely well. I mean, it's really, really smooth. And this is out of the box with no setup at all, and it already performs really well. Turning, it's really smooth. It almost has like a soft, a sort of papery feeling to it, but it does feel very, very smooth. Really great speed, not overly fast, but also not really slow or sluggish at the same time. It really is the perfect middle ground for any level of SpeedCuber. Yeah, so this one isn't set up at all, so it could use some tensioning because it is tight right now, but it does have the potential to cut 45 degrees, and reverse is right around half a piece. But yeah, this one I will definitely have to make a video on because it is probably one of the best budget magnetic 3x3s that I have tried. So if you are beating SpeedCuber, or if you're on a low budget and want to just try something different, definitely go ahead and check this one out. And so this next one is a little bit special. This is a custom-made Kosmic Changsha Mr. M from SpeedCubeShop. And so this one was actually made a few months back for me by Isaac. And at that time, I really, really loved the ShengShou Mr. M, and it was one of the only budget magnetic 3x3s out on the market, and it was just really, really good and really surprisingly impressive, and I got some really great times on it. So I was just kind of joking around and saying that, you know, I would love it if there were a cosmic version of this because it would just be so, so good. And Isaac went ahead and made it for me, and so here is the puzzle. and it is really, really great. Honestly, if the GAN 356X or like the newer SpeedCubes weren't out, this would honestly be my main. It is a really great cube, but because the magnets are kind of strong and I'm still getting used to it, it does have a tendency to feel blocky for me at times. And the corner cutting isn't too great. It's around less than half a piece for reverse, and normal, it's a little less than 45. And SpeedCubeShop did a really great job with this one. The turning is so extremely smooth and really buttery. And it can go really, really fast. But it's just that for me, I'm not quite used to really strong magnets in here, and so I can't really use it too consistently. And so last of the 3x3s, we have the Cubing Classroom Meilong 3x3. And so this one, I've actually heard really, really great things about it when you magnetize it. And so I went ahead and got it just to see how it was. And honestly, it's really not anything especially great out of the box. Also, this is not set up yet, mind you, so it does have a lot of potential, but out of the box, it's just kind of like a budget cube. It feels very, very light. Turning itself is very, very papery. It's also kind of unstable because it is so fast, and also I think I'm just not used to non-magnetic cubes. So I think with magnets, this cube could become a lot better. It's just that out of the box, it's really just, I mean, it's a typical budget cube. It's cheap, it kind of feels like it, to be honest, but it does have a lot of potential. I just need to go ahead and set it up and see how it gets. But yeah, corner cutting, 45 really easily, and reverse, half a piece really easily as well. So if you're just looking for a really, really cheap 3x3 that's still pretty good, this would definitely be it. And so moving away from the 3x3s, we have the YuXin Little Magic 4x4M. So this is, I know, one of the very few budget magnetic 4x4s out there. And out of the box, you know, it wasn't too great, but after playing with it for a little bit, it did start to break in a bit, so it became a little bit faster, because out of the box it is very sluggish, and the layers aren't quite even with one another. The outer layers were really slow, but the inner layers were okay. So after breaking it in a little bit, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's all that much better than a normal non-magnetic budget 4x4. The magnets are strong, and they do help with a little bit of the stability and controlling, but it doesn't make that big of a difference that I would really recommend this over a non-magnetic 4x4 that might be much better. Just because this one, the corner cutting isn't very consistent. If it doesn't cut, then it'll just start to lock up, just like that. So with more break-in and maybe a proper setup, it could have a potential to be a lot better, but I just haven't gotten the chance to work with this puzzle all that much yet. Alright, now this one would probably have to be my favorite cube that I got in 2019. This is the Valk 5M. So this one out of the box, I haven't even done anything to the setup or anything, and it's already a contender for my main. Just the turning of it is so smooth, it's really buttery, and it does go at any speed you want it to. It can go really fast, but because the magnets are there and they're somewhat noticeable but also not too obstructive, it controls the puzzle really, really well. So it can pretty much suit any turning style, and the feeling is just really, really enjoyable. As I said, it's really smooth, and it also is really, really quiet. Corner cutting, it pretty much does your average one piece regularly and around half a piece on reverse. So yeah, I would say if you're looking for the next 5x5 to really take you to that professional level, this one would definitely be it. I'm still deciding between this or the Aochuan GTS-M as my main, but it's really just going to come down to which feeling you prefer. So I'm going to play around with this a bit more, see how I like it, but overall, definitely one of the best 5x5s out there. Alright, so next puzzle up, this one is the YuXin Little Magic 7x7M. So this one is also one of the newer budget magnetic cubes out there, and out of the...
Oh, are you doing
I'm recording.
Are you doing an unboxing?
Well, no, but I'm recording. I was filming.
Okay, but what are you unboxing this time?
Well, I'm not unboxing, but I'm just showing the new cubes on my channel.
Oh, you're showing 5 3x3s. How original.
Well, these are newer ones.
Hi, everyone. This is TCK's sister. I'm the one who hijacked her channel one time. Thank you all for watching. I had a great time filming it. And I'm alive. Should I review one for you this time?
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
I think a lot of you were saying that a non-cuber's input... Okay, well, not necessarily useful, but it was entertaining.
I
can cut corners now, everyone. Is that cutting corners?
Yeah, that's good.
Cutting corners. So this is a cube bally thing that TCK already has.
This is a newer one.
What do you mean?
Like, this is a new model.
But it's the same.
Well, no, but it's like different mechanics, different design.
Oh, I mean, it's smoother. But I'm pretty sure you have all of these already.
No, but these are just like all like newer versions of like the other.
Oh, can I do a quick shout out?
Okay, but quickly, I still need to finish filming.
Okay. Shout out to all my PWC friends. 师兄姐们, Unita, Liz, Linda, Xiaoying. And then, if any of you are interested in seeing more hijacking videos, please let me know. And also, if you're a real cuber, I highly recommend a Teddy the Tiger and Peaches the Cat puzzle to your collection. Okay, do I have to go now?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
And so back into the video after that interruption. This one is the YuXin Little Magic 7x7M. And this is one of the few magnetic 7x7 options out there that are pretty well priced. But I would say that the price does reflect the performance. Out of the box, it was just really sluggish and just super hard to turn. And even doing after a few break-in solves, it's gotten a little bit better, but it's still not too great. At least not to the point where I would really recommend using it as a main. Just the layers themselves, they're not very even in terms of the speed. The outer layers are definitely fast and definitely really great performing, but as you go in, the magnets are just too strong for this puzzle, and it's not really something that you can use well or that flows really well during actual turns and during solves. The corner cutting, it's not bad. Even on these really tight tensions, it does corner cut decently well. But really, I think the main problem with this cube is just the sluggishness and the speed. It's just not to a point where I can really recommend it for someone to use as an actual main. But if you're interested in trying out a magnetic 7x7, this one is definitely a really good option. Alright, so getting into the side events now, this one is the Moyu Magnetic AoYan Skewb. And you can see I switched it out for these divot caps with these indents in them. And this one is actually really great also. This one is also not yet set up, but it performs really well for me. And personally, I really do like these caps. They definitely do help with grip. And the magnets themselves are a really great speed. They're not too strong to the point where they slow down the puzzle. They're a really great speed and they control the puzzle just enough. I can go at pretty much any speed I want it to, and corner cutting, even though it's not yet set up, it is really great. And yeah, just overall the turning, it's fast enough, relatively smooth. The only thing is that you can hear the loud rattling magnets. But other than that, turning itself is definitely great. And as some of you may know, my main before this was the Cyclone Boy Skewb, which was surprisingly really good. But I think just because of the caps on this puzzle alone, it makes the grip so much better that I do prefer this Skewb over any other one on the market right now. Alright, next puzzle. This one is the Xmen Galaxy Megaminx, the LM-V2. So this one is the larger version of the V2 Megaminx, and it's magnetic. And this one, it definitely does perform differently from the regular V2, which is a tiny bit smaller. I think because this puzzle is a bit larger, it has more surface area to just really flow and just perform a little bit faster. Because the smaller one is a bit closer to the base mechanism, you can't really go that fast with it, and it just feels a little bit too stable. This one is just a lot faster, and it's a lot comfortable for my hands at least. So if you have like average sized hands, I would definitely say go for this LM version, because the regular V2 might just be a little bit too small and too uncomfortable for you to use. This one is also not yet set up, but you can see corner cutting does great. Reverse is also really comfortable and easy to do. And yeah, overall this one is just a really great Megaminx. I especially love these sculpted pieces with these small little indents on every piece. It just makes for really great and comfortable grip. Alright, so next Megaminx, this is the Gann Magnetic, and I know this one was really hyped when it first released, and I'm really upset that I didn't get to make a video when it first came out, but I know that a lot of people didn't really like it, but although there were a few select people that did use it as their mains, for me at least, it's not one of my favorites, and the main reason is because of the design of the pieces, and I think the grip is just really what sets this puzzle back. The pure turning itself is actually pretty nice. It's fast and the magnets do a great job at controlling the puzzle, but it's also not slow. You can turn it really easily and it performs really well. Turning is really enjoyable and the feeling is nice, but the grip is definitely something that Gann will have to work on. You can see in the caps, there's just that really subtle dip in the corners, and that's not really much for you to hold on to. Compared to the Xmen Galaxy, where the sculpted pieces where you can really just grab onto any piece and still control the puzzle really well, the GAN Megaminx is just way too smooth all around, and so I'm not really sure what the purpose of this was on Gann's end, whether to make it look a little bit more slick or make it look a little bit more cleaner, but just overall the grip on this puzzle is just not there yet. Otherwise, I think it would definitely be a really great main Megaminx. Yeah, corner cutting, really easy to do. Definitely way better than the Xmen Galaxy, but just the grip totally kills this puzzle for me. Otherwise, I would say to go out and get it. Alright, so last puzzle in this lineup, we have the ShengShou Mr. M Pure Minx. Now, this one I heard really great things about from GhostCuber, and I know a lot of people have started using this as their mains in competition, actually. And out of the box, I was definitely really surprised. I mean, it's a budget magnetic Pure Minx, but it performs so well. So this one does have the painted surface that ShengShou has been coming up with on their budget cubes, where it's kind of like a little bit bumpy, almost speckled like paint. It doesn't really affect the grip for me, and as some of you might know, I am very sensitive to the frosted surfaces like the cubing classroom cubes, but this one, it performs really well for me. And the magnets do a really great job at controlling the puzzle, especially for something like Pyraminx, where I think a lot of beginners, including myself, don't really deal well with in terms of the grip. The magnets do a really great job at controlling the puzzle. Although it is just fast enough for you to go at any speed you want it to. And I think that's what really makes this puzzle great. It can suit all the turning styles. Corner cutting, this one isn't really set up yet, but at this tension, it does perform pretty well in terms of corner cutting. Yeah, reverse is just a little bit lacking, but nothing that loosening and tensioning can't fix. Yeah, overall, this one is definitely probably one of the go-to Pyraminxes now. I know the Xmen Bell is still a pretty good one. I haven't tried the Hualong Pyraminx yet, but if you're starting out, or if you just want to try out something new, definitely check out the ShengShou Mr. M. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, this was really just meant to be a brief overview of these puzzles that I didn't show on my channel yet, but if you want any more detailed reviews on any of these, just let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to put out a video on them. And hopefully you did get past my sister's interruption. If you by any chance want to see any more videos from her, just let me know and I'll see what I can do about that. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video and I'll see you guys in the next one.